Like fire and ice.
Attention! Attention! And now we welcome to the grand trivia stage our great leader, our grand Aquarium Emperor, the Triviamaster of this age, the past age, the upcoming age, and ages unknown. Please welcome Grand Triviamaster Fluval. Oh, that was a bad noise. Sorry, Master. Let's try again. Fluval. Oh, that's not. We must find the noise to pay tribute to all 5 dimensions you hold in your control. Yes, the fake trumpet for Fluval.
Hello and welcome to Grand Trivia, the only trivia show in any dimension where the points do matter and losing will cost you everything. I'm Fluval, Grand Triviamaster of the Grand Aquarium Empire, and with me, as always, is Intern Kristie. Hello, Intern Kristie.
Hello everyone, and welcome to
Hi,
this
Void.
Timey-wimey.
episode.
Hello, Potatoes Molasses.
Hello. Oh, they matter. Oh no.
Yes.
Oh no. They super
Because,
matter.
I mean,
They
if you
do.
run out of points. That may
is what
happen
we
if
do.
you win, too, but, you know.
Yeah,
Free
you gotta
your mind
free your
from
mind.
that false binary.
Free your
Planet
mind.
destruction can happen no matter what you do. But what you can do is go to crowd.live and enter the code OBY5X, which means, oops, bought you 5XL. Pants, that is. Hope
Pants.
it's okay.
That is.
Texas trousers.
Yeah.
Pants, that is. I've been saving all my trivia points to hopefully get a few loose Laffy Taffy from the prize counter one day. They better not be Cho jeans.
Ah.
But yeah, go join our game of trivia by going to crowd.live / oops, bought you 5X pants, that is. And if you do, you'll be playing against
No.
Doctor 2 makes Doctor 3 look like Doctor 1, and BBC budget Star Trek, Stormageddon,
Yeah.
Dark Lord of All. Wonderful reference. A bootlegged Bart arrives precisely when they mean to. Doctor Goo, a Long Scarfala. This suffering is a kindness. The bootleg face of Bo. Why is K6 afraid of K7? And the Matty of Mandragora.
Incredible. Which brings us to our topic for today.
Doctor Who trivia.
Fluval.
Yes.
Oh, well, first Bart.
Wibbly wobbly.
Timey-wimey.
Tell us why we're doing Doctor Who trivia
Because it
today.
comes back. Exactly, Fulu.
Explain.
We're doing it because Doctor Who comes back on Disney Plus in your dimension on May 11th. Oh. Fooled you. I dematerialized to go back in time to the creation of Doctor Who.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm glad she was so cool
So
and overwhelmed
cool.
your pitiful little dimension.
It did.
So you were
It
saying
really
that all
did.
the hardcore Whovians make you not want to watch the show.
Which is hilarious.
And so you look forward to guessing a lot.
Which is hilarious and incredible. Fluval.
What?
Did you ever have a Whovian phase?
Yeah.
Tell me about
I had
it.
a phase where I thought bow ties were cool.
Yep.
And then I desperately avoided custard. Because people kept trying to turn me into fish fingers to pair me with custard. And I said, get back!
Get back.
Get back! Get back! Exactly, Cool Sheev gets it. Cool Sheev would step in and be like, hey, step off. Step off. Someone would say they want to pair me with custard, and Cool Sheev would say, up your nose with a rubber hose. Because that was a cool 50s threat.
It was. I gotta say, this was probably the most annoying
That run?
era.
Oh, really? That was my era.
Yeah, but I think that it was the era wherein the fans were the most
Fezzes are cool.
insufferable.
I wear a fez now. Fezzes are cool.
I was one of those fans.
Yeah.
However, is Sheev a real character?
Sheev is, that's Cool Sheev Palpatine.
That's cool Sheev.
Who can hit a jukebox and make it start working again.
Yep. Cool Sheev.
Cool Sheev. Good old Cool
Cool
Sheev.
Sheev.
And you can play our game of trivia by going to crowd.live and entering the code OBY5X for oops, bought you 5X pants, that is. Against Doctor 2 makes Doctor 3 look like Doctor 1. BBC budget Star Trek. Stormageddon, Dark Lord of All, from that very era. Doctor Goo, Opal Long Scarfala. This suffering is a kindness. Bootleg face of Bo. Why is K6 afraid of K7? The Matty of Mandragora. Dermatologist who exfoliate And Blog Hoovian, those Blorgons nearly peppered our biscuits. We got out just in time. Somehow Cool Sheev has returned, and he won't stop doing donuts on the front lawn. I'm 18. Blogtoven, this is correct. Blogtoven is 18 seasons into watching Doctor Who from the first time from the very beginning and has not benefited in any way from that in our games of trivia.
None whatsoever.
He absolutely has an extra pack of cigarettes. And I have an extra pack of trivia, which starts after the famous crowd purr gong, which didn't play.
There we go!
It just played asynchronously.
Timey-wimey.
Here we go.
Because it's timey-wimey.
What was the name of the Doctor Who parody on Community? Constable Wen, Inspector Spacetime, Professor Whom, or the Time Lord?
The Time Lord.
Do you know the answer to this one, Intern Community College?
I think I do. I also know which one I want it to be, and the one that I want it to be is not the one that I think it is. That's
I got a community notification for this.
Ah!
It's a joke just from AV Club readers from the very specific era. Is basically, yeah. Yeah, Cool Sheev definitely washes his Trans Am in the driveway of the Senate building.
I was going to say that Cool Sheev has a little switchblade, but it's a cone.
Yeah.
And he can...
And he used it to take out 3 Jedi Masters at once.
Yeah.
With his karate moves.
Yep. That is why.
I mean, spinning and going, "Ah!" is a karate move, right?
It is, Fluval.
Because Sheev did it once and never did it again.
I can demonstrate it with Frogville.
Yeah, demonstrate it with Frogville. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, let's see what you picked for this trivia question. Almost all of you said Inspector Spacetime, and Inspector Spacetime is correct.
I wanted it to be Constable Wen.
That was my favorite as well. The Inspector was played by Travis Ritchie and cosplayed by Abed. And that might be question 1, but it's already time for... The actor who played Inspector Spacetime created a web series after his appearance on Community. Yeah, Constable Reggie is his sidekick. Travis Ritchie, who played Inspector Spacetime, created a successful Kickstarter campaign for an Inspector Spacetime web series when an NBC declined his pitch. And after the Kickstarter succeeded, NBC reached out requesting that he cancel it. Ritchie continued with the series, but removed any references to Inspector Spacetime and renamed the series, quote, Untitled Web Series about a space traveler who can also travel through time.
Wow.
So here's a look at Inspector Spacetime on Community first, so you can get a sense of what it was like. And it's a pretty good parody.
Blimey, Inspector. Where have we wound up this time?
Blimey.
The question is
where,
when.
Oswald.
But
But when?
when?
Inspector, look out! Blog-ons!
Eradicate. This is the best show I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, and they get him into that because Cougar Town ends. But first he gets into Cougarton Abbey, the British show which Cougar Town was based on. And they all die after 6 episodes because it's a sophisticated British show.
Oh, I see.
So it all ends very quick. But here's the web series. Or part
You are
of
watching
one of the web
British
series episodes.
television. Well done.
Well done.
Yeah, you're watching British television. Well done. I just love that he had a very minor role on Community and spun it out into a successful Kickstarter and web series that does a decent job of parodying Doctor Who. Look out, Inspector! Yeah, it is adjacent to the real Kramer tour, where the guy who Kramer's based on does a bus tour around New York City at all the locations he knew Jerry, because he was Jerry's across the hall neighbor.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I couldn't write that show today, because I don't have any neighbors. I live in a big mansion with my wife, who's not a high schooler.
Anymore.
I didn't marry her. Yeah, the real Kramer is the cartoon version.
Ah, well, you're going to love this place, Piper.
I am looking forward to the peace and quiet. Saving that civilization of dog people from certain extinction is harder than I would have thought.
Yes, well, nothing at all to do here except explore and relax your worries away.
Where are we, Inspector?
Ah!
Right. I always forget. When are we?
Yes, well, we are in the year 3000 million, and this is Second New Old Earth 7.
Wait, what was that?
Second New Old Earth 7. It's marvelous. See, when your Earth became uninhabitable, humans colonized other planets, but the name kept being passed on from Earth to Earth, and Seventh Earth was considered to be the absolute pinnacle of human civilization and enlightenment. And so, round about the rise of Earth 42,
I'm so used to him
Earth
being
7 was
Danny
created as
Pudi,
sort of
not
a living
Daniel Pudi.
museum.
Like Bletchley Park?
No, not at all. But the corporation that ran Old Earth 7 went bankrupt, and the rights were purchased by another who did a major redesign and launched New Old Earth 7. Oh, that was a party. Until a slight miscalculation in the orbit caused it to crash right into its sun. And well, you know what they say about omelets and eggs, so here we are, Second New Old Earth 7. The most peaceful planet in the universe, where absolutely nothing could ever go wrong.
And it doesn't. But yeah, it's a whole web series. This is the complete. Well, this 18 minutes is all of season 1. It's also just a time capsule of the web series era, where you got like a lot of those independently produced, essentially pilot series. But you know what's also an independently produced series? Our Leaderboard. It's a series of ranked players, where Stormageddon, Dark Lord of All, is tied for the bootleg face of Bo in first. Dermatologist Who exfoliate in second. Opolong Scarfalla in fourth. It was the era of the guild. Blog Whovian in fifth. BBC Budget Star Trek in sixth. Dr. Goo in seventh. This Suffering is a Kindness in eighth. Why is K6 afraid of K7 in ninth? The Maddie of Mandragora in 10th. And Dr. 2 makes Dr. 3 look like Dr. 1, the only player to get that question wrong, as we go to question number 2. Which actor had the longest consecutive tenure as Doctor Who? David Tennant, Matt Smith, Peter Capaldi, or Tom Baker? Do you know the answer to this one, Intern Chronology?
I do.
And not just because you can see it directly in front of you.
No, not just because I can see into your mind palace.
Yes.
But in part, like, I would have guessed correctly.
Right.
But I also remember from when we were talking about it earlier this week.
Well, so far, I will say this. So far, the guesses have clustered around a specific answer. So let's see if that's correct. One of you said David Tennant. None of you said Matt Smith. One of you said Peter Capaldi. 8 said Baker. It is, in fact, Tom Baker. He was the 4th Doctor for 7 years across 172 episodes. David Tennant has had the longest tenure on the rebooted series, as he was the 10th Doctor for 6 years across 47 episodes, plus the 3 60th anniversary specials as the 14th Doctor. So yeah, it's because I didn't want it to be... I didn't want anyone to say, well, David Tennant was the Doctor starting in the year he started as 10 and wrapping up in 2023. So I added the consecutive tenure so that because also, if under that logic, Tom Baker is still the Doctor because he's appeared as the curator, who is implied to be a future incarnation of the Doctor as well in one of the specials.
And then someone could be like, well, how old is the oldest Doctor? So it's like...
Well, and someone could be, well, technically, William Hartnell's Doctor has appeared in a Peter Capaldi episode, so is, people could really weasel their way into arguing with me that I'm wrong, so I wanted to nip that in the bud.
Yeah.
But in addition to his time as the Doctor on the show, he was also the Doctor in these commercials for Prime Computers.
100 planets of the constellation of Castorberus in 7...
Oh.
The universe is about to end. What? We need the orbital coordinates of 900 planets of the constellation of Castorberus in 17
That's
seconds.
you, Intern Castorberus.
16.
Oh my god.
In how many seconds?
11.
Good interaction so far, 900 planets.
10.
Excellent response.
I hope he can save the universe with this high-tech computer.
3.
3 seconds.
That's where all the planets I blow up are.
Well done, Prime.
Prime computer.
Not so loud.
And this is Romana,
That's better.
another time lady.
Okay. So they just needed the computer to tell them the information.
I mean, none of these are good.
Best companion, okay.
Is it really a Prime computer?
Do you know about them?
Know about them? I've seen them on Gallifrey in the constellation
Yeah,
of
Romana
Castorberus.
too. She's the second Romana and was also married to Tom Baker in real life.
I'm up to date.
Oh.
Would you like to be introduced?
This is Lala Ward.
Interactive? You mean immediate response?
Immediate.
Of course, Tom Baker was also the Bendu on Star Wars Rebels, the most iconic character in all of Star Wars.
Yep.
A giant moose who's also a storm.
Computer languages and 5 protocols.
5 protocols.
Yes. That's how it talks to other
Oh, it's from Massachusetts. Yeah.
Talks to other computers.
Well, of course it does. It's a Prime. You're going to be all right, kid.
What a sassy computer.
His like weird frog face.
Tom Baker is so good with eye acting.
Automation, revolution, accounting, no more books. Around the planet communications instantly. I can design ships, run power stations, oil, gas.
I feel like this is the one where you can see, yes, these two were married in real life.
Romana, was you married?
Yes.
Oh, Prime.
Clever Prime.
You can say that again.
Clever Prime.
Oh, God.
Doctor Who,
Yes.
we know that you know the supreme computer.
What?
The name, Doctor. We need the name.
Why should I tell you?
Turn on your monitor.
Why did you uncover the name of the computer if that was such a problem?
Now, we know this is an incredible communicating system. It understands all
The name is so many places in the room you're in, Doctor.
Right?
We also know you can easily increase its power.
And I know that you come from Lipragopolis.
They seem to be. He is Doctor Who, as they credit him.
So now we know you have one.
They said this was Doctor Who versus the Prime computer, not just like Pitchman played by Tom Baker.
The name, Doctor.
What is it, Doctor?
Is that a cat?
No, that was her.
Computer from the planet Earth.
But it looks like there's a cat on her.
Oh, maybe.
Doctor, who were those people?
Oh, just some overexcited Prime buyers.
Yeah.
The fandom page, okay. Ooh, that would be a good parody.
That is a parody.
Yeah, no, but like I expect it to be good.
I mean,
right?
You
the eye acting.
Yeah, but do you know who wrote it?
Who?
Let's watch that at the halftime show.
Okay.
Because when you see who wrote it, I think it'll be funny.
Okay.
And no one in the chat say it.
Huh. Well, now I'm all curious.
That's the point. They have to watch until halftime to see the parody that you definitely can't see any other way. Yeah, the TARDIS fandom wiki does track the lore of those ads, so I think they are canon. As is our leaderboard. Yeah, you don't know it. Where the bootleg face of Bo is in first, Stormageddon, Dark Lord of All in second, Blog Hoovian in third, the Maddie of Mandragora in fourth, and Dr. Goo in fifth, rounding out our leaderboard as we go to question number 3. Which member of the Alien creative team was initially tasked with designing the Daleks? Was that Dan O'Bannon, H.R. Geiger, Mobius, or Ridley Scott? Which member of the creative team on the film Alien was initially given the task of designing the Daleks?
Who's Mobius?
He's a comic book artist.
Okay.
Who also worked, all of these people also worked together on Jodorowsky's Dune.
So not just Mobius from like that Loki series.
No, not Morbius.
Or
either.
Morbius. That's
not Morbius the living vampire, not Mobius M. Mobius from Loki.
CBB Geiger.
Yeah. The comedy Bang Bang version. Let's see what everyone picked. 2 of you said Dan O'Bannon, who also did Dark Star.
Really Geiger.
8 of you said H.R. Geiger. 0 of you said Mobius. 0 said Ridley Scott. None of you got it right.
What?
Yeah, Mobius is an avant-garde French comic book artist, but the correct answer is Ridley Scott. According to Mental Floss,
wow.
Considering what he did with Blade Runner, seeing what Oscar-nominated director Ridley Scott would have dreamed up for the Daleks would have been pretty fascinating. Unfortunately, we'll never have the chance, though Scott, who worked for the BBC at the time of Doctor Who's creation, was assigned the enviable task of designing the show's devilish Daleks. He ended up leaving the network to concentrate on becoming a director. Why is that not appearing there? Interesting. He was in his mid-20s when he worked for the BBC as a set designer, and the task of designing the Daleks was assigned to him as set designer for the episode The Dead Planet, though he left before he Actually, I got so distracted by H.R. Giger has a big sketchbook full of hung Daleks. He left the BBC before he actually designed them. So, of course, Terry Nation created the Daleks, which will become very important later.
Do we have any sketches
No, he
of
didn't even,
what he was
he didn't even
thinking
get
up?
to the point of like actually designing them. He just had the job of designing them and left before he would have. Just like he didn't design our leaderboard where everyone lost points. The person who lost the most points on that is Dermatologist Who Exfoliate. Dermatologist Who Exfoliate answered fastest and lost the most points on question 3. As we now go to question. Well, yeah, that's because Sonic is from the planet Mobius.
Oh.
Because Sonic the Hedgehog
is that how he goes so fast?
Is going to set the planet of Mobius free. They named it that because the loops look kind of like Mobius strips. Where they're like,
oh.
Yeah.
I'll enjoy the fruits of my slowness.
Enjoy the fruits of your slowness as we go to question number 4. True or false? David Bowie appeared on an episode of Doctor Who. Is that true or is that false?
Well, we know he was in an episode of Twin Peaks.
And he was in an episode of SpongeBob SquarePants.
Oh, yes, he was.
As the King of Atlantis. So, I mean, he does do acting, but was he ever on Doctor Who?
I also watched a supercut on TikTok of people being like, wait, but are you really bisexual? And him being like, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, every single time I have been asked that. I have said the same thing.
There's also a great interview in the 90s where he's like, hey, the internet's going to change everything. And they're like, really? And he's like, yes, it's going to change everything.
It's going to change everything.
Yes, it's the judge from Zoolander.
Except for people continually asking if I'm really bisexual.
I mean, at a certain point, I think people did eventually get, like, yes, David Bowie is bisexual. But it's not, I mean, yeah, the Beatles are going to be on one this season.
Wait, of Doctor Who?
Doctor Who, yeah.
Oh, okay.
The characters of the Beatles.
I was thinking of, what's that clip from the Beatles where Ringo Starr, like, yells out his line? There's, like, that wild skit.
Yeah, what is that?
Where it's like, I don't like your father very much, ha 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 ha! They're all, like, acting naturalistically.
That is the David Bowie. He also thought witches were going to steal his semen.
Yep.
When he was on cocaine, he was terrified that witches wanted to steal his semen to create the Antichrist.
I love this, Void. Continue mentioning this
That
always.
is true, too. Yeah.
Jimmy Page also had sex with underage fans.
I mean, yeah. Yeah. But let's see what everyone picked. 7 of you said true. 4 of you said false. It's false.
Oh!
He came close a couple of times, but the Thin White Duke was never on Doctor Who. He was reportedly director Graham Harper's first choice for the role of Shiraz Jek. Page and Bowie had sex with the same underage fan, according to Wizworld Live.
Oh, yeah.
He was supposed to play Shiraz Jek, and Jek's face is entirely covered by a leather mask, like a Farscape character. So they wanted him to be cast. They wanted to cast someone in that role who had a distinctive voice. Bowie turned it down because he was midway through the Serious Moonlight tour. And then Doctor Who composer Murray Gold also tried to talk to Bowie about Who. He told the website Den of Geek in 2013, quote, I ran into Bowie once in an ice cream store in Rainbeck, and he started talking to me about Doctor Who. He had no idea who I was. I was just a fanboy freak. And I said, I would never bother a famous person in the world. I'm so curious and mindful of other people's privacy. Except it's you. I said, I write music for Doctor Who. I said, I write music for Doctor Who, and he said, I'm not doing it. And I said, what do you mean? He said, they want me to do it. I don't know what that means to this day, but that's what he said. I don't know in what capacity, as an actor or a musician. I would like to see an episode of Doctor Who scored by David Bowie. He just said,
David Noe.
They want me to do it. While Bowie hasn't appeared on any episodes of Doctor Who, he has appeared in ancillary works, including the 13th Doctor short story Press Play, which the TARDIS wiki references by saying...
I was like, what happened? I didn't know you had a further zoom, Fluv.
The TARDIS wiki said, Bowie spent time aboard the Doctor's TARDIS while it was in Artron 2 recharge mode, with the Artron pulses leaving Bowie's left eye permanently dilated.
Oh.
An incident the 13th Doctor felt guilty about.
Oh.
So in Doctor Who canon, the reason Bowie's eyes are like that is because the 13th Doctor took him on the TARDIS in a weird recharge mode that messes with more like humans' eyes.
I love that.
It's not that he got punched in the face like it is in many realities.
Yeah, never seen Fluv's fins that close up. Usually you have to be like Fluv's favorite intern in order to get that close.
Yeah, see, this is close too.
I'll share that peek with you. I'll share that little peek.
No, it's on my OnlyFins. Classic. Nice one, Fluval. Got him. Yeah, on my OnlyFins. Do you get it? It's on my OnlyFins. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Know what I mean? Know what I mean? Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Say no more, say no more. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Know what I mean? Know what I mean? My OnlyFans. Wink, wink. It's on my OnlyFins. On my OnlyFins.
Void. As you mark things off of the bingo, make sure that you send us updates.
Yeah, let us know how it's going.
Of the cards so that we
Somehow
can show
Eric
everyone
returned.
what they should have seen.
Yes.
Somehow Eric Idle returned.
You know, as they should have seen, includes our leaderboard, where Bootleg Face of Bo is in first, Stormageddon, Dark Lord of All in second. Why is K6 afraid of K7 in third? Dr. Goo in fourth. And the Maddie of Mandragora in fifth. As we go to question number 5. The Doctor's sonic screwdriver first appears in a serial starring which Doctor? The first Doctor, the second Doctor, the third Doctor, or Toucan Sam? I don't know why Toucan... Oh, because Serial.
Oh.
Because Serial.
Oh, I came up with that one.
Yeah, you did.
That was my joke.
Because Serial. F it, Toucan Sam.
Oh, God.
Wait, what do you mean you're taking the bait, Wiz?
Of the bingo?
No, I think Wiz thinks there's a trick.
Whoever calls bingo first, starting from now moving forward, whoever calls bingo first
Toucan Sam
in the chat and says bingo and states and is able to, like, I don't know.
Which proved to you?
I guess just, like, honor system.
No,
don't
they gotta
lie.
prove it. They gotta prove
it to us.
They gotta prove it to
I
you.
will send you the same kind of treat that I send winners of the raffle.
It's not a raffle.
the wacky ticket
reunification game. Yeah, they'd have to send you a screenshot.
Just like, don't lie, I guess.
No, they should send you a screenshot.
I'll believe
They should
them.
send you a screenshot.
No one would, like, lie unless it was really funny to lie.
Anyway, let's see what everyone
And then
picked
it'd
on
be
this
fine,
question.
'cause
None
it'd
of
be
you said the
really
first
funny.
Doctor, 4 of you said the second, 3 of you said the third, and 2 of you said Toucan Sam. The correct answer is the second Doctor. Specifically appeared in 1968's Fury from the Deep. Did you watch that one blog? Did you watch Fury from the Deep?
Did you watch Fury from the Deep blog?
Did you watch Fury from the Deep blog?
Did you watch it?
Fury from the Deep?
Blog, have you watched that
Blog,
one?
did you watch Fury from the Deep?
Fury from the Deep?
Did you watch Fury from the Deep
Blog.
blog? Oh, interesting. You say we should check the tapes. They don't have it anymore.
What?
They don't have... most of that episode is lost.
I shouldn't have said that it was my joke, because then, like, it could have been a commercial.
Yeah. That's what Wiz thought.
Yeah,
No.
exactly, right?
No,
Like,
it's yeah, there's an animated version of it. They recreated it as a cartoon, but they lost the original video. But that was question 5. Which means it's time for everyone's favorite thing. It always goes for one more than I think it does. That's right, it's time for the Wacky Ticket Reunification Game, where you just get the satisfaction of reuniting tickets and thus inflicting suffering on those tickets because they would rather be apart.
And hopefully...
Much like the Doctor and the Master, am I right? Am I right? Much like the Cybermen and lowly beings who aren't Cybermen.
Well, I mean, Cybermen are also not you, Fluval, so they're pretty lowly.
No, but lowly in comparison.
Yeah,
There's a hierarchy. The hierarchy of the Doctor Who universe has changed.
Yeah, we're running so fast! We're running from the BBC!
You'll never stop me, governor. You'll never tape over this one, you won't. No, you don't. Just send us your address and we'll send it to you. It's no purchase necessary.
Address. Any address you send us.
No, your address.
We can't verify. We're not
But
gonna
you should
Google
send us
it.
No, we're not gonna dox you.
I have Googled some of your addresses just because you didn't put if it was like a street or an avenue or whatever on
That's just due diligence.
on your thing. That's my due diligence because I
Yeah.
kept getting like shit returned.
Well, also, so many of you don't put what universe you live in.
Yes.
So we have to figure out which universe's version it is. And sometimes they just don't arrive to you. And it's not because the USPS lost it. It's because another variant of you has it.
It's true. No, they always end up to one of you.
Yeah, a version of you definitely always gets it.
Yes.
Or a boulevard,
perchance.
Or we just haven't sent it because I have to sign it.
Elaine, so I do know what some of your
Like,
houses
we do
look
still
like.
have your Squidward 1BBBR. Because I have to sign it. And I'm a bit of a diva. I'm a bit of a busy diva these days.
Well, I'm hoping only one person wins the ticket because I have one postcard that's all decorated and ready to send.
Perhaps an avenue.
You know.
Perhaps a court.
Perhaps a lane.
Perhaps a court. Perhaps a way.
A throughway.
Yeah, what types of... Ooh.
An access road.
A parkway.
A parkway.
An alley.
Postcards are so
A drive.
cool.
A crescent. You can get some crescents out there. A terrace. A place.
This is something we're working on, but...
I could. I could have one if I want one.
That's true. That's true. Fluval can have anything that
I can
Fluval
do. I can
wants.
do whatever I want. I'm strong. I'm Fluval.
Yes. And
what's
our
your first number?
Number is 396-729.
I didn't just type
on
396.
OnlyFans.
It's me and Flipper. Me, Flipper, Nemo's dad.
The question is it more like a wiki feet or more like an OnlyFans?
Yes. But not mine. Mine's not sexual. I'm like the comedians who have clean OnlyFins.
I was like, what would be on Fluval's OnlyFans?
It's just explicit planet destruction shots. You won't believe the state of these planets when we're done with them.
Nemo's dad, whose name is the name of another kind of fish.
Marlin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Albert Brooks's fish
sona.
Fish sona, yeah. What's ticket?
Name your fish sonas, by the way. Of course, Flu.
I'm not going to pretend to be a fish.
My fish sona is a sunfish. It's the giant Pacific sunfish that's just like real big, real slow.
Yeah, he's named after the Wayans brother.
Fishman, love it.
Fishman, whoa. Champion of the reef.
Oh, whoa, whoa.
Fighter of the Fishman.
Sounds kind of hot.
Yeah, uncensored planet destruction.
That's true. Fooloof, you are a Fluv Sona.
Yeah, you do. I mean, look at that fish smoking that cigarette.
Yeah.
It's like a fish that's in Twin Peaks.
Exactly.
I mean, it is. Tell me I'm wrong that that's what a fish in Twin Peaks would look like.
Like drinking coffee at the little thing, like.
That fish food you like is coming back in style.
Fluvaloof.
Fluvaloof, loof, loof, fluvaloof, loof, loof, fluvaloof, loof, loof, fluvaloof, loof, loof. What's the second ticket?
396570.
It's very funny because we're going to watch X-Men 97 after this, and it is not making us go any faster than we normally would. Despite being excited. It's like, no, we're not. We're still going to take our sweet time.
I'm sorry. We had an OnlyFans job.
I'm not saying we should speed up. I'm just saying how dedicated we are to inflicting suffering on you.
I'm so stoked. Oh, and they're doing such a good job of it too.
They are.
Our next is 396807. 396807.
396807.
So you are
807. What?
You are, of course, a Magneto. We, of course, ended
last
week's episode.
Yes. Fluval
Magneto
was
right.
Oh, I gotta make Fluval was right shirts.
Who would your Professor X be?
Fluvorp.
But would Fluvorp be...
And I killed him, so it all worked out.
I know, right? Like, I don't think that Fluvorp is your intellectual equal.
No, well, who is?
The way that, like, Professor X and Magneto are, like, equal. They're
we
foils.
Also weren't ever friends.
No.
I hate Arthur.
Yeah.
But not my equal.
Bastion is gently shade.
But Arthur's not my equal either.
We also know a cat named Bastion, so watching this series has been really fun.
Yeah, it's been very fun.
Fluval. Oh, Void!
Maybe,
570!
James Corden? He's not my intellectual equal, but he is a rival show host.
That is true.
That's just like a big question, because I don't know if I think anyone's my intellectual equal, except Grand Emperor Aquarium is better than me, so like I'm in the sweet spot between everyone else and the boundless enclosure, the endless fish tank.
Fluvnir.
That's my hammer.
Fluvnir.
That's my dwarf.
Yeah, that's like your wolf form.
That's my wolf
Yes! Fluval and Wiz.
Well, and of course James Corden was on Doctor Who.
Because we were talking about how Wiz...
And is the father of Stormageddon, the Dark Lord of all. That's James Corden's baby on Doctor Who.
It's like Wiz?
On Doctor Who. No. I was talking about television from the other side.
He was created from a confluence of like.
No, he was created by a confluence of 3 stars.
Winds and okay, yes. But I was saying that his morality is more like Bugs Bunny's gender, which
Me?
is whatever it's...
No,
your
Moinus.
morality is evil.
I'm evil, yeah.
But Wiz's morality is more like Bugs Bunny's gender, which is whatever the funniest gender it is to have at that particular moment.
Yeah.
And so you could easily destroy...
We could easily do a Twitch
Corden.
comedy team-up event.
Which is the funniest gender, though? See, they asked that Greek
Ugh.
person this.
Aristotle?
No, the one who...
The one who lives in a barrel? Diogenes?
No, the one who lived as both a woman and a man, and Zeus was
yeah.
like, who has it better?
Yeah.
And they're like, well, you can come multiple times as a lady. And he's like, ha 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 ha. And then Hera was like, fuck you. And yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
Because we were talking about D&D character sheets. And thinking about what that would be. And what mine would be. And it's definitely evil.
Yes.
I think chaotic
Yes.
evil. I do what I want.
Yeah, exactly. Fluval
What's
does
ticket
Fluval
for?
wants. 396771. 396771.
It's not often that I'm like, hey, let's remember that we're playing this game.
As the studio gets warmer and warmer, I lose it more and more.
Yeah. Chaotic good is interesting. Chaotic good is Amoinus's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or maybe I'm like, yeah, I think I'm
I was
either
gonna
neutral.
say true neutral.
I mean either neutral. I thought Amoinus was a true neutral.
True nooch.
True nooch. I'm either true.
mostly
I think I'm
because-
neutral evil.
Because Summersbane is like
The
your
evil
buddy.
one.
But for
No, I'm not neutral evil, because neutral evil is whatever is you should just do, advance the self by whatever means necessary. I have very specific means.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a good point. You're not true neutral because you do have a... Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, I do too, but it's because...
But it's because
it's for evil reasons.
Yeah, they're taking
It's because of their
suffering
gauche,
away.
their gauche off-brand suffering.
It dilutes our product.
It's market dilution.
It's a market dilution.
They're devaluing the brand value of suffering, which is supposed to be a high-minded, sophisticated thing like this show where we talk about farts all the time.
Nope. Fluval evil. Fluval evil.
What's number 5?
Yes. 396993. 396993.
I feel pretty certain no one has any of the other ones except for the one we just read, except for the one Void has.
Right? It's like, did any of you just get your tickets out?
But so the Doctor Who parody that came up earlier was for comic relief, where Rowan Atkinson, who is better known as Mr. Bean, and Johnny English played Doctor Who. I'm just gonna play it. I've built up a lot about who wrote it and how you're very excited, right?
Oh yeah,
To
no,
see
I want to
this?
see this thing.
Okay, you may be
so
less excited when you see who wrote it.
Who wrote it though?
You'll
Is
see.
it 19 whole minutes?
Yeah, it's
Are we
a.
gonna watch all 19 minutes?
We have before.
That's true.
And this was officially for comic relief.
Damn. That's what the new Wizworld.
And enjoy watching this because recently a lot of things haven't been in the VODs. Oh, they usually put the title at the top. I thought they put the title at the top of this one too.
I'm mostly just curious who wrote it. Am I gonna know them at all?
You definitely know who they are.
Doom!
Oh my god! It's Matt Berry!
It looks like Matt Berry, but it's not. That's Rowan Atkinson.
It's far too late.
I am no longer excited. I am so disappointed that it's not Matt Berry.
Me, you really should turn the speaker off.
I do want Matt Berry to play Doom.
My dear doctor.
And this is Curse of the Fatal Death, is the name of the episode.
That's such a Matt Berry name of a thing.
The Curse of the Fatal Death.
But even you will never suspect that your destruction.
It does
awaits
start
you
as just kind of
on
being a
planet
Doctor Who episode too, which is
Zaston
fun.
You only
And the
turned
props
picture
are
off,
great.
I'm afraid. I can still hear you.
Haha.
I know that. Of course I know that.
Curse
you!
I know, I would love to have this
I have some
console.
news that even my arch enemy needs to hear.
Yeah.
Meet me on the planet Tercerus in 2 hours relative time. And do try not to be late.
I've never seen a prop move so much that I'm like sure that it's a human under a desk.
Yeah, that's definitely a person under there. It's like the way it's getting crooked as it goes down too.
I'm deadly! Revenge!
Yeah, Jonathan Pryce is a very fun master. Okay, so it's not going to tell you who wrote it, so I guess I'll just tell you.
Who wrote it?
Stephen Moffat.
Oh. I'm not even excited anymore.
This was his first Doctor Who.
Fuck it, I don't need to see what he did. I watched the whole fucking... I watched a whole, like, season of him doing Matt Smith.
They could communicate
I don't need to
only
see
by
any more
precisely
Stephen Moffat
modulated
anything.
gastric emission.
No.
I shouldn't have told you.
Planets of the bottom.
I know, I would have been sitting here like, oh, what could it be?
But this is better than some of his episodes, according to Lena. The Doctor... There is a lot of death in this, so that it's got that going for it.
Because no one has set foot on this planet for 100 years, you thought you had escaped my traps of death. But you forget, Doctor. I, too, have a TARDIS. When you told me to meet you at Castle Tercerus, I simply traveled back.
It's funny because this also kind of feels like a parody of Stephen Moffat's writing.
The architect. Say hello to the spikes of doom.
Say hello to the sofa of reasonable comfort.
Ah.
Naturally, I anticipated your journey back in time, and so I traveled slightly further back and bribed the architect first.
Okay,
So you
okay.
think. Naturally, I anticipated your traveling back in time, so I traveled back in time to an even further point.
Exactly, Apollo.
Bribed the architect first.
Well, naturally, I anticipated your journey back to an earlier point.
Doctor, will you stop showing off? You've got something to tell the Master. Just tell him.
Very well. I recently calculated that I have saved every planet in the known universe a minimum of 27 times. But you know, I have grown weary of all the evil in the cosmos. All the cruelty.
That's
all
interesting.
The suffering, all those endless gravel quarries. And so I have decided to retire, settle down, and get married.
What?
Yes.
Should I skip to the end, or do you want to watch the whole thing?
Yeah, just skip to the end.
I have found a
pathetic beam emissions and everything.
So, you don't want to try again, do you?
Yes, probably not a bad idea, actually.
So he regenerates multiple times throughout this whole thing.
Okay.
Actually, I think the problem's probably located in this area.
So it's not even Rowan Atkinson for that long?
No, but it is.
You're too nice. Too brave, too kind, and far, far too silly. You're like Father Christmas, the Wizard of Oz,
Hugh Grant.
Scooby-Doo.
Oh!
And I love you very much. And we all need you, and you simply cannot die.
He was the best and bravest of all my foes. From this day forward, I will renounce evil and follow the.
So yeah, he has his Missy arc in this too.
Has saved the Daleks. The Daleks too will honor their mortal enemy.
He was never cruel and never cowardly, and it'll never be safe to be scared again.
What? It will never be safe to be
Because
scared.
you can count on the Doctor saving the day.
But
Yeah,
it was
it's true.
never safe
Also, it's
to be
true.
scared.
Also, it's true. The Doctors in this sketch pretty much match the later versions. Jim Broadbent's
Maybe
11th
even
Doctor
the
is
universe
much
can't
like
bear
Matt
to be without
Smith.
the Doctor.
Look, I've got etheric beam locators.
No, Doctor. I'm afraid those are actual breasts.
Are you sure? I think I can see the on switch.
No, Doctor, we have to face facts. You've come back to
And,
life,
and this is the
time
13th Doctor in
you're
the
a
sketch,
woman.
is also the first woman
Really?
Doctor.
I've always wanted to get my hands on one of these.
Unfortunately, I haven't.
Your mother's going to get a bit of a surprise at the wedding, isn't she? Do you think we'll both wear white?
I'm afraid, Doctor. And I used so completely accurately before, but you're just not the man I fell in love with.
Well, never mind. We can.
So yeah, I mean, it's okay.
Sure.
It's very funny how much the part where it's like constantly one-upping each other does feel like a bit of a Moffat parody by Moffat.
Yes,
That's
is true.
the wrong thing. I want to share it like this.
Ha-ha!
As we go to our leaderboard, where why is K6 afraid of K7?
Because K7, K8.
Yeah, the cameos are the best part. Hugh Grant
K9.
being in it is really fun. Well, especially because Hugh Grant was also in a movie with Peter Capaldi.
Oh.
It all is connected because Britain isn't that big.
And time's a
Bootleg
flat
Face
circle.
of Bo in second. Dr. Goo in third. Stormageddon, Dark Lord of All, Child. Oh yeah, also that the never cruel, never cowardly line. That is like
He's
a common...
like fire and ice and rage. He's like the night and the storm and the heart of the sun. Stop it. He's ancient and forever. He burns at the center of time and he can see the turn of the universe.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Well, let's not stop. Let's start going again with question number 6. Who did 13th Doctor Jodie Whittaker say is her favorite Doctor? The 2nd Doctor, the 4th Doctor, the 10th Doctor, or the 13th Doctor? Seen here is her saying, respect goes both ways. Do you know the answer to this one, intern, you?
Isn't that clip from the episode where, like, they're fighting Amazon of the future and the way they win is by, like, everyone gets 2 weeks off.
Yeah.
But, like, the company's good, actually.
Yeah, it's the one that actually Amazon isn't bad. External agitators within space Amazon are bad.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone says 4, so I'm not picking that. So I'm not picking that choice. Which one's Ralph Eccleston? Christopher Eccleston is the 9th Doctor.
He's cool, too.
He's great. 2 of you said the 2nd Doctor. 3 of you said the 4th. 3 said the 10th. 3 said the 13th. Her correct answer is the 10th Doctor. She said David Tennant is her favorite.
Oh, that makes sense.
Specifically, she said, quote, David is my favorite, of course, because I know him. I think he was amazing, but there's no right or wrong, and there are no rules. She famously co-starred with David Tennant on the show Broadchurch.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
So...
And the creator of Broadchurch was Chris Chibnall, who was the showrunner when she was on Doctor Who.
And Broadchurch is a police procedural.
Yeah, it's a police procedural where David Tennant plays a cop.
Okay.
And David Tennant plays a cop in both the British original and the American adaptation.
I definitely did think that it was like a period piece.
Say the 13th, girly, love yourself.
Is there a cop spin-off of Doctor Who? I mean, that's kind of Torchwood.
Yeah, Torchwood is basically a cop spin-off of Doctor Who.
Officer Who.
Constable Who. Bobby Who.
Yeah.
I like Bobby Who.
Bobby Who.
Bobby Who, only on BBC America television from the other leaderboard. Where Dr. Goo is in first. Why is K6 afraid of K7 in second? Bootleg Face of Bo in third. Stormageddon, Dark Lord of All in fourth. And this suffering is a kindness. In fifth, is this suffering a kindness? Here's question 7. The Daleks exist in a shared universe with which of these TV shows? Fireball XL5, The Beverly Hillbillies, The Man from U.N.C.L.E., or The Thunderbirds?
Ooh.
Do you remember the answer to this one? Intern crossover episode.
You know, I don't. I mean, I do, because I can see inside of your mind palace.
I
But
know
I
this.
would not
the
have
pants.
guessed correctly.
I know this. The pants.
The pants, yes, the pants. Because I'm thinking, like, The Man from U.N.C.L.E. was around the same time as Star Trek.
Yes.
Which was 66. Daleks.
This is after
67, 68. And Who started in 63.
Yeah.
And if Ridley Scott was supposed to design the Daleks...
Wouldn't the man from U.N.C.L.E. be cousin? Fulu says, I'm going to rip my hair out if it's Beverly Hillbillies. Well, it's all of them.
It's all of them!
So they all appeared in the British children's magazine TV Century 1 and Lady Penelope, which framed themselves as being magazines from 100 years in the future that reported on the history of the solar system. Both magazines' articles created a shared universe, which included the Daleks, Jerry and Sylvia Anderson's Super Marionation shows like Thunderbirds, the Beverly Hillbillies, The Man from U.N.C.L.E., and more. Notably, the Doctor never appeared in any of the magazines, but the Daleks did because they were licensed to the magazine by their creator, Terry Nation, and not the BBC. So Lady Penelope met the Beverly Hillbillies and the Daleks, meaning they exist in a shared universe together.
Exterminate.
Yep.
Elegance, charm, and deadly danger. Lady Penelope.
Right?
See here, the crossovers. Here's the Thunderbird 2 visiting Fireball XL5's Space City. So, oh, these are just Thunderbirds crossovers.
Who was the Beverly Hillbillies guy from GLTS Fluv?
Blogtoven, I'm sure, remembers.
Blogtoven. Who was the Beverly Hillbillies guy? Uncle Cracker? I don't know who that is either. That might be a very funny joke that I just didn't respond to.
It was probably Diedrich Bader, yeah. Because Diedrich Bader played Jethro in the movie.
Oh,
yeah, it's Diedrich Bader who played Jethro Bodine. And unlike the original Jethro, didn't try to open a casino based on the character in Tahoe.
Wow.
But yeah, it was all of them. The Beverly Hillbillies, Doctor Who, and Jed are in the same universe. Oh, Jim Varney was great as Jed. It was Ernest as Jed. Slinky Dog as Jed. He chases the bear and is the bear. Jethro's money hole was a great idea. Okay, yeah. yeah. Well, it did lead to the actual licensed Beverly Hillbillies slot machines that came out.
Oh.
Which is definitely a fact I learned not from the 38-hour video that Paramount made them pull from YouTube. Greetings from Colorado, says 1B, BBBBR. We just learned that Beverly Hillbillies and the Daleks exist in the same universe. But, you know, I think Ellie Mae could take down a Dalek. Yeah, perhaps he was, or he was preparing for the leaderboard. Where Dr. Goo is in first, why K6 is afraid of K7 in second. Bootleg Face of Bo in third, Stormageddon, the Dark Lord of All in fourth, and a Blog Hoovian in fifth, as we go to question number 8. Which of these actors have turned down playing Doctor Who? Benedict Cumberbatch, Bill Nighy, Catherine Zeta-Jones, or Hugh Grant?
Nighy. Whenever I see that, I want to read
Science rules.
Bill Nighy.
Bill Nighy.
Wait, that's not Bill Nye?
No, it's Bill Nighy, who is in Christmas is All Around Me. He's the singer in Love Actually.
But isn't that an actual person who sang the song?
Bill Nighy sang it in the movie, but Love is All Around is the real song. Christmas is All Around Me was made up for Love Actually.
Bill Nighy.
Bill Nighy was the stepdad in Shaun of the Dead. He was Davy Jones in Pirates.
Oh. That gives me no clue as to what he looked like.
He
gave a great performance.
He was on the Vincent Van Gogh episode of Doctor Who. He was the guy who ran the gallery.
He's Slarty Bartfast.
Yeah, he's Slarty Bartfast.
Okay.
Yeah, he was also in the gallery in Doctor Who, where Vincent goes back to and sees his own paintings and learns he's appreciated the whole time.
Wait, no, but by the architect guy, you mean from the Matrix?
No, he means from Doctor Who, but was misremembering, I think, what the role was. But we got a who do they look like for Bill Nighy.
Bill Nighy. I need to look at
Well,
him now, 'cause
obviously
he
you
looks
need-
like Cthulhu,
No,
and the only
obviously-
role I really remember is
Obviously, you
face.
need to see what he looks like to know who he looks like.
Who? Oh!
Oh, Slarty Bartfast is who Wiz meant. The Slarty Bartfast is the architect.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair. That's more accurate. I should have known it was a closer guess.
He looks a little bit like my bubby.
What?
In here, in the face.
He doesn't look like your bubby. He does not look like your bubby at all. His head is an entirely different shape than your bubby.
But his chin is similar.
I guess, and that it's like not a super strong chin. Yeah, he was in Tinker Tailor Soldier Triviamaster. He has a bubby's chin.
Yeah,
Fluval knows all.
chin.
If someone said to me Thomas Crown Affair, even knowing that it's Pierce Brosnan, I'd still imagine this Bill Nighy. He would have been good in Kingsman.
He would have been good in Kingsman. He looks so standard.
I know who he kind of looks like, so I might have one once I get remember the name. No, he actually doesn't look like that guy.
What guy?
Michael York. From Logan's Run. You don't know who he is.
He's with Anna Wintour. Oh, no. They're
No.
just friends.
I see. He kind of looks like this guy.
Kinda.
Michael York, a little bit, only a little.
Kinda. Looks like if someone sort of dehydrated the other guy.
Basil Exposition.
Basil.
So who do you think he looks like?
He does look like Basil Exposition.
Yeah. Austin Powers superstar Michael York.
Oh, because it's Michael York.
Because Michael York is Basil Exposition.
Okay. Tybalt? Is that
This is Michael York still.
also
Let's
Michael
see.
York? He looks like the toy maker, the original one. He looks like an old version of that actor who played the toy maker.
Neil Patrick Harris?
Yeah.
I could, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. That's my call.
Let me see if I can find him in... I was going to say, let me see if I can find him in glasses. He famously wears the glasses in The Matrix. Why did that get low res all of a sudden?
But
I see it.
Yeah,
I
like
see
it's super there. Two kind of skinny blonde white men in glasses.
And similar hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
I see it. I don't think you're coming out of nowhere with that one. But now let's take a look at our trivia and see which of these actors turned down playing Doctor Who. That was just a who do they look like.
I forgot we were
Two of you said Benedict Cumberbatch. 3 of you said Bill Nighy. 0 of you said Catherine Zeta-Jones. 5 of you said Hugh Grant. The correct answer is all of them except for Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Whoa.
Russell T. Davies floated the idea of Catherine Zeta-Jones being David Tennant's successor in an interview with The Telegraph, but by that point he had turned the show over to Stephen Moffat, so the offer didn't reach her.
Oh, it just didn't reach her.
Well, no, he just didn't. No, he didn't make the offer because it wasn't his show anymore.
Well, yeah, but like...
Moffat didn't want her. Moffat wanted Matt Smith. But as noted by the Daily Mail, Benedict Cumberbatch was given the chance to be David Tennant's successor somehow too, but turned it down. After a conversation with Tennant, Benedict Cumberbatch said, "David and I talked about it, but I thought it would have to be radically different. And anyway, I didn't like the whole package, being on school lunchboxes." He, of course, went on to be Doctor Strange and be on many school lunchboxes. So I don't know if I believe that's why. What's up?
Catherine Zeta-Jones is with Michael Douglas?
Yeah.
Michael, did she just not age, or is she like 50 years younger than Michael Douglas?
She is not just with Michael Douglas.
Because Michael Douglas looks like he is on death's doorstep. And she looks like, I don't know, like it.
He also,
not that old.
Michael Douglas also said he got cancer because he goes down on her so much.
Okay.
Yeah. She's 54. And he's 79.
Fuck!
So, big age difference, yeah.
Fuck!
Bill Nighy was approached to play the 9th Doctor and told HuffPo, I was offered the role once, I won't tell you when because the rule is that you're not allowed to say you turned your job down because it's disrespectful to whoever did it. I will say that I was approached, but I didn't want to be the Doctor. No disrespect to Doctor Who or anything, I just think it comes with too much baggage. And then Hugh Grant was also offered the role of the 9th Doctor, but as he told Digital Spy, I was offered the role of the Doctor a few years back and was highly flattered. The danger with those things is that it's only when you see it on screen that you think, damn, that was good, why did I say no? But then knowing me, I probably would have made a mess of it. So Hugh Grant being affably self-deprecating in an interview, much like he is on screen. Oh yeah, he got way more money for being Doctor Strange than Doctor Who. Doctor Who does not seem like a thing that gets you rich. Because it's the BBC. But yeah, it was all of them except for Catherine Zeta-Jones, though Russell T Davies did want her as the Doctor. So why don't we go through time to our leaderboard where everyone got it right, except for Maddie of Mandragora, who I guess didn't answer, and Mountain Time Walk Run, who despite having 0 points is only in 9th place with 3 players behind him. Yeah. I mean, yeah. 2 Doctors in Marvel, that's true. Well, 1 in real Marvel.
Who's in fake Marvel?
Matt Smith was in Morbius.
Oh, yeah.
And Karen
He
Gillan.
was in... Oh, my God.
Yeah.
My brain transposed him with... Because that one guy was Dr. Purple, or Mr.
David
Purple.
Tennant was... You're right. 2 Doctors in
Jessica
fake
Jones.
Marvel. 2 Doctors in fake Marvel. No, that's real Marvel. So 2 Doctors in real Marvel, because David Tennant as the Purple Man. And then... Oh yeah, so just 2 Doctors. The Purple Man, and then Morbius. And then Karen Gillan, of course, is Nebula, so a companion is also in Doctor Who, or in Marvel.
The one who played her boyfriend was in Legends of Tomorrow.
Yeah, Rory was in DC. The Purple Man's real.
Yeah,
He's
the
creepy
Purple
as
Man,
hell.
I thought it was Mr. Purple. The Purple Man sounds way more made out. Like...
His name... Okay, fine. Zebediah Kilgrave. Does that help?
That's even more wild of a name.
See?
He's spooky.
Yeah, especially in this show where he's like a sex pest and assaulter. Yeah, he got chemicals turned him purple, and now he can mind control people. And they just sort of like don't use him that much because it's just kind of creepy. And also, like, what do you do when the guy's power is I can just control everyone's minds?
Thanos is the Purple Man. Yeah.
Yeah, he's... Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what didn't?
Hmm.
Question 9. Which Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy novel was originally planned as a Doctor Who serial? Life, the Universe, and Everything. So long, and thanks for all the fish. The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, or The Restaurant at the End of the Universe.
Grimace 2.
Grimace is purple. There's a purple M&M now.
In Jessica Jones? Doctor Who's cereal.
Gorgon Heap. The Count is purple.
Mm.
Hi, Missy. I heard you saw Comedy Bang Bang.
How was Comedy Bang Bang,
Yeah,
Missy?
you saw Hot Saucerman. You saw Luke Skywalkerman. And so on.
This is A. I
Well,
don't know.
only
Are we
one
gonna
of you.
believe?
Only one of you picked with Missy. And Missy's correct, it's A.
Missy!
Shadow is the rejected script. Yeah. Missy, just Babe Ruth the hell out of that question.
Wow! The Dolphins did mislead you. You should have listened to Missy.
Should have listened to Missy.
Missy.
It was planned to be a serial known as The Cricket Men. The Cricket Men was an unproduced serial written by Douglas Adams and featuring the Fourth Doctor and Sarah Jane Smith, only referred to as Jane. That was going to have a race of androids called the Cricket Men, hailing from the planet Cricket and aiming to destroy all life in the universe. The Time Lords used a temporal prison to lock Cricket away, but the Fourth Doctor stumbled across a group of Cricket Men trying to free Cricket using a key built from parts of the Earth game Cricket. The script was rejected by editor Robert Holmes in 1976, and in 1980, Adams retooled it as a feature film called Doctor Who and the Cricket Men, and submitted it to Paramount Pictures. After nothing came of this plan, he put many of the ideas of from the story into his book, Life, the Universe, and Everything, which is the third book, of course, in Hitchhiker's Guide. And he also reused the idea of a Time Lord prison for his unfinished story, Shada. He was. And in 2018, they did a full-length novelization of
I also like that one
Doctor
best.
Who and the Cricket Men.
Well, I used to like it best, but I have found as I get older, I really appreciate Restaurant at the End of the Universe a lot as well. A temporal pincer maneuver.
What is this, Tenet? What is this, our leaderboard? Where Dr. Goo is in first. Why is K6 afraid of K7 in second? Bootleg base of bow. Bootleg base of bow.
I thought it was gonna be bootleg base of spades.
Base of spades. Bootleg face of bow in third. Stormageddon, Dark Lord of All in fourth. Bloghovian in fifth. In sixth.
Yeah.
This Suffering is a Kindness in second. In seventh, BBC budget Star Trek. This is a low-scoring game. In eighth, Opalong Scarfalla. Oh, I didn't set it to 1,000 points per question. That's why. In ninth, Mountain Time Walk Run. In 10th, The Maddie of Mandragora. In 11th, Doctor 2 makes Doctor 3 look like Doctor 1. And in 12th, Dermatologist Who. Exfoliate. Exfoliate. But that was our penultimate question as we go to question 10. Not a wager, apparently. Joe Duffy and Carrie Gamble created which Mary Marvel... Excuse me,
Oh, what's happening, Fluval?
Joe Duffy and Carrie Gamble created which Mary Marvel pastiche of the Doctor in 1981? Doctor Who, Inspector Then, Professor Gamble, or The Stranger? Which of these is the Mary Marvel parody of Doctor Who? I'm going into a British accent, little I am. Excelsior!
I like the idea that The Stranger is the Mary Marvel pastiche of the Doctor in 1981, but it is also The Stranger.
I shot a man on a beach! Or did I?
I don't know why I did it!
Why did I shoot a man? Excelsior! Mr. E's DC. Yeah, that's from the Distinguished Competition, DC Comics. Where, DC characters, they just don't feel like people. And I think that's the missing key to a comic book series, is they don't need to be interchangeable billionaires in costumes. They need to be human beings with relatable questions and relatable problems underneath those costumes, like Spider-Man. You can relate to being down on your luck and not sure if you can pay your rent, but who can relate to being at Wayne Enterprises and having to try to stop a hostile takeover or a pit where a guy keeps dying and getting better? Not me. I can't relate to that one. I can relate to the other things, though. I mean, Tony Stark's only rich because I wanted to make hippies like an arms dealer out of spite. Anyway, let's see what you picked. 3 of you said Doctor Whom. 1 of you said Inspector Then. 4 of you said Professor Gamble, and only 3 of you thought it was The Stranger. Well, let's see the correct answer. It's Professor Gamble. Excelsior! Hey. Hey, cool sheep.
Cool sheep.
Let's take a look in my mind palace so we can see what the deal is with Professor Gamble. Professor Gamble worked for the TVA before stealing one of their time capsules, which is bigger on the inside, and like the TARDIS would if its chameleon circuit wasn't broken, it shapeshifts to blend into its surroundings. This is Professor Justin Alphonse Gamble, and he stole the time capsule because the incinerators were threatening the TVA, and the incinerators are these wheeled robots who are also known as the Dreadlocks, who shout, "Incinerate! Incinerate!" So it's a pretty thin parody. I mean, look at this. This could just legitimately be a doctor's costume.
Is that supposed to be like his sonic screwdriver?
I don't know why he
It's
has
a sonic
plumber.
plunger.
A plunger. He became a villain for a while, too, in a Deadpool comic. Oh! Thank you for destroying that planet, a whom named Maddie. But Professor Gamble even wrote a play.
Oh.
In one comic, Professor Gamble wrote a play about his adventure called Day of the Dreadlocks, which is a nod to the Doctor Who episode Day of the Daleks. But that's not the only Who reference. British writer Chris Claremont also invented the Weird Happenings Organization, or WHO, which looks into weird things that happen around the British Isles. Excelsior!
This one was invented by a writer.
It was Chris Claremont.
Yeah.
But that was our final question. So let's see who won Trivia and Relative Dimensions in Space. Doctor Who Trivia 2. Your winners are, in third place, none other than Bootleg Face of Bo with 165 points. In second place, it's Why is K6 Afraid of K7? And your winner in this game of trivia is Dr. Goo.
Dr. Goo!
Who's Dr. Goo? Reveal yourself in the chat, Dr. Goo.
Reveal yourself!
And while you do, there's something we all get to witness. Apollo, were you Dr. Goo?
Were you Dr. Goo?
Were you Dr. Goo? You have to tell us. If you're the doctor, you have to tell us. Oh my gosh!
Valerie!
Offbeat Valerie was the Goo. Well, we have your address. Cerveza Crystal. Oh, weird. You got 2 redeems on that one. The Forces with Blogtoven and Cerveza Crystal. BBC Star Trek was whiz. That tracks. I mean, you did pretty well. For only guessing, you did pretty well. With only negative 89 points. But no bingo achieved. But, hey. But thank you for joining us for Trivia and Relative Dimensions in Space. You'll want to join us again next week for another exciting episode of Grand Trivia, where it's the Phantom Trivia. Questions all about the Phantom Menace, because the 25th anniversary of the Phantom Menace is next week.
It's true.
The Phantom Menace, of course, came out on May 19th. 1999. So we get to journey back to the beginning of the Skywalker saga with the Phantom Trivia. Yes, burying that title, making it so if we ever do Phantom Thread Trivia, we don't have a good name for the episode. But I don't think that'll happen. We'll see you next week, because we have your coordinates.
Here he comes. Swimming closer than farther away.